So the fluid mechanics lab in mechanical engineering is kind of unique in the sense that it's one large lab that's shared by about 6 faculty. And that's something that's actually been part of our tradition since really a giant in the field called Asher Shapiro in the 1960s. He was the head of mechanical engineering in the late 1960s. And he really espoused the idea that it shouldn't be an individual professor in an individual lab. We should learn from each other, and we should try and share equipment, share ideas, share theories, share experiments. So the fluid mechanics lab is kind of unique that way. Something that we're actually trying to grow to be more of the pattern that's the norm in other engineering labs as well, in mechanical engineering. So the lab's very open plan. You don't find areas that's just my area and then another professor's. The students tend to talk a lot to each other, they tend to share ideas. There's lots of space for collaboration. My equipment tends to get shared by other people as well. And I run a group that has a number of postdocs who generally have already done a PhD and are maybe ultimately looking for a faculty position themselves. They're trying to figure out how advising works, how writing proposals work. So they will help me with interacting with the students. Then we typically have undergraduate researchers who spend maybe the summer or one semester in the lab. And then this summer, for example, we have a high school student in the lab as well. So we tend to have a continuous input of people from age 18 right the way up to postdocs who maybe are in their early 30s. We tend to have a mixture of both industrial-sponsored research and as well as government-sponsored research. We work through the Industrial Liaison Program to meet with potential sponsors. They'll come, maybe talk to students in the lab, talk with me, and then we'll construct a project together. Then they'll fund maybe a PhD student or a master's student. Or if they're interested in shorter term work, they may support just a postdoc for, say, 6 months period. That gives us time to learn about an industrial problem, develop a simple experimental protocol that maybe allows us to test it, and then develop some data that will help a sponsor design a larger scale process. Just like in real estate, you learn that there's 3 important things, which is location, location, location. I think working with people at MIT, it's all about students, students, students. We have fantastic students. They're extremely creative. They're very, very fast learners. They kind of provide, you get what you pay for, I guess I'd say. These students are keen to learn. They're very keen to collaborate. They're frequently keen in developing their ideas into new companies, new processes, new products. So they're extremely interested in working with real industrial problems rather than maybe obscure academic ideas that have no relevance in the real world. So by coming to MIT, every year we have a fantastic influx of new students, both at the undergraduate level and the graduate level. They're all keen to do something that impacts the world.